Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Compologis University. This is Dave, and we are on to section 6.1, Introduction to E-commerce and Social Media. So, for those of you this lesson is basically for those of you uh, who want to become an influencer, especially on TikTok. Uh, E-commerce nowadays it presents a huge opportunity not only for people who want like a side income, but also if you want like a more freedom in terms of grab in terms of getting more money for yourself and also your family. This is a really good opportunity to be in, and this basically this lesson is tailored for those who are interested to become influencers and to become successful, and who are interested in selling things on live streaming. And if you are looking also for suppliers that you can have like good products from, uh, we Compalock is we remain to be one of the best choice and the best people that you can work with. So let us kind of get started here. So just to recap that we're still on part one of this whole section. So if you're interested in some other topics, feel free to visit our uh, other lessons online. So first of all, we're going to talk about why you want to choose e-commerce, why you want to do this, and and we are going to analyze exactly what the existing e-commerce industry is and what it looks like in the future. And last but not least, basically introduction to the latest form of e-commerce, which is a social e-commerce. So the pandemics that started in 2020, it presented lots of difficulties for many people across the globe. A lot like well, there are lots of people who own factories and physical stores. They are forced to be closed mainly because of the lockdowns as a result of this pandemic. But pandemic also creates lots of opportunities for online entrepreneurs who don't really need like a physical store in order to run the businesses, and instead these people are actually experiencing lots of business growth and lots of profits for the past 1.5 years. Well, these people, because they don't really own any factories or physical stores, what happened is they just have an affiliation with like a factory owner. And what happened is whenever they get products, like they just basically they do sales. So whatever they sell, they're able to get a commission out of it. And this is and 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 because there's really no limits to how much you sell, because it all depends on your ability, like how good your sales skills is. So this is why lots of these people, they're able to make lots of money, and lots of live streamers that we have worked with, including ourselves, just millions, millions every year. It's a very huge opportunity to make really good money in this industry. So 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 compare with the people who have to battle with uh like paying paying the rent and any like labor cost. Like people who do online businesses, especially the ones who sell things online, is like like uh, we consider ourselves to be very fortunate. Well, another big part is even without the pandemic, the economy is consistently changing because of globalization. What do we really mean by globalization? So what happened is, um, lots of the developing countries, the industries are becoming more mature, and because of that, there's a huge, um, there are lots of basically jobs that were originally in more developed economies that have been moved to the developing countries, and because of that, there has been a transfer of wealth, and and so what we are seeing is that, well, traditionally people they have like their main career, right? Like, say if you study at school and then you become a teacher, or you study to become an engineer, of like a firefighter, or so whatever careers you can think of. So what happened is, nowadays, because of the change in the economic structures across the globe, which is what we call globalization, like full-time jobs are getting hard to come by. We are seeing that lots of people, they either the income has been reduced because of like the changes in the economic environment. Good jobs are harder to come by, and so basically, whenever so basically, and we are seeing that people who used to rely on the main career, thinking that uh, they can just rely on the main career without having like a side job, like that era is basically gone. And this is why you're seeing lots of people kind of trying to earn like a side income by becoming like a YouTuber or becoming like an influencer. and and if you are interested in uh, getting like a side career, and possibly transforming your whole life by making this like by making online business your main bread and butter, this is the perfect time right now to get into it. um, and so we just want to emphasize one thing, is that there's no job in the world that's forever, but instead, only change is forever. So what we mean is that even if you have a stable job today, you cannot really guarantee that that job is still going to be there for another 5 or 10 years, or in another 20 years. Who knows, right? But all we know is that, uh, if you live a life, you are going to experience changes, whether it's money or career or health. Basically, anything can change. So, in but your family consistently need money. You need to keep the money coming into your wallet, and this is why for those of you who are interested in kind of getting like a side income, for those of you who are aggressive, you work hard, you want to really make some good money for yourself and your family, this is a perfect time to get into online selling. So we're going to analyze what the existing e-commerce industry is like. So this is kind of so what we, so this is kind of like the ladder that illustrates the like basically commerce from the early 70s all the way to now. So in the 70s or 80s, basically you're seeing lots of physical stores and shops. And so lots of these they are basically just simple retail shops. And then 10 years later, in the 80s and 90s, you're seeing like bigger stores, and this is what we call them, like the supermarkets, like they become more common. So, and then starting in the 90s and the early 2000s, we're seeing convenience stores. say like 7-Eleven, different kinds of convenience stores in different countries. And then starting the early 2000 to 2010, then we're seeing different online platforms such as Amazon and Alibaba. Like they start, not only do they like took shape in the early 2000s, but they just become huge. And this is also kind of when e-commerce started to get into shape. And then recently in the 2010s to 2020s, we're starting to see another transition from the typical e-commerce platforms all the way to social e-commerce. So basically, well, the idea is simple. You sell directly as an influencer using your individual account on on social platforms. So what we are seeing is that about every 10 years, there's a huge transfer of wealth. What Well, in layman's term, what that really means is every 10 years there are some people who become just super rich, and the real question is that going to be you? Are you going to be the one that will accept the change and and benefit from that change? And as we said, only changes forever. Whatever jobs that you hold today, can you guarantee that they will still be there in 20 years? So how many opportunities have you missed? Well, in 2009, uh, so this is about like when Black Fridays like in the U.S. like kind of kick-started, and usually we call it like, yeah, the like Black Friday. So the transaction is this much U.S. dollars, and by 2019, 10 years after, it's going to become this much. So it's estimated that the growth in e-commerce has actually grown by over 5,000 times. And imagine you own a small fraction of this. Like, don't even think about, say, 1%. If you only have like 0.0001% of this, imagine how rich you can actually become. So so what we are seeing from the trend is that consumers are increasingly changing the habits. Like basically, instead of just going to a physical store, they are going to online. They go online and then they just like buy whatever they they see online. And the most modern type of e-commerce starting in 2020s is selling on social media as an influencer. So we know that internet and social media remains to be the best channels to reach new buyers and business opportunities, because in order to make money, we all know that the key is to untap the new the new markets, like the new buyers. So where do we find them? Well, they actually we nowadays is the well, we are all connected by internet, and this is why the best opportunity for you to get hooked up with your new market, your new customers are probably online. Like without internet nowadays, like you, it's really hard to survive. So as we mentioned previously, someone is going to get rich because they know how to use the internet to get new users. The question is, Are you that person? So today we talk a lot about why e-commerce uh, is the way to go in terms of getting new markets, and what the latest trend of e-commerce is like. And if you are interested in becoming an influencer, like on any like social media right now, this is a perfect chance. And if you're interested, stay tuned on our lessons, and we will show you exactly what it takes to become an influencer. This is Combolocus University. I'm Dave. Thank you for watching.